just after 9 o'clock your time, in the wee hours of the morning here out east. How would you characterize the reaction to this trade from the Lakers side?
Listen, I was out celebrating my friend's birthday when I saw the tweet, and I did the same thing everyone else who knows Shams Charania did, which is text him to make sure he wasn't hacked. And is this real? Right? But I'm glad you just ran that highlight of all the players the Lakers have traded for in the past, because it speaks to what I'm about to talk about. And it's this concept of Lakers exceptionalism, okay? There's a reason why the rest of the league does not like the Lakers. It's because they always seem to find a way to pull off trades and get generational talent like this. How did they end up with Kobe Bryant? How did they end up with Pau Gasol 17 years to the day of this Luka Doncic trade? The reaction to that Pau Gasol trade was very similar to the one I got last night from league executives and from players around the league, which is simply, how is this not available to everybody else? How did he end up on the Lakers? And there's this sort of jealousy around the league that the Lakers get deals like this. And I think look, I've lived here my entire life. I grew up with the Showtime Lakers, and so I understand the makings of this. And you'll always hear fans talk about how they got Kareem or Magic, and whenever there's a star player in the league, Hannah, the Laker fans like to do this. They take their picture and they put a Lakers jersey on them, and the rest of the league hates Laker fans for doing that. But there's a reason why they do it. It's because the Lakers tend to pull off trades like this.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that they really didn't have to give up the farm. As Dave McMenamin just outlined, they still have assets to make another move. So can you lay out the landscape as it stands this morning for me, Ramona? Because you have a 40-year-old LeBron James coming off a triple-double, by the way, at the Garden last night to beat the Knicks. He has a player option for next season. So what questions in your mind are coming up for the Lakers?
Well, first of all, as Dave reported, LeBron heard about the trade like as it was happening, and there wasn't a lot of consultation. And I think that's important, because my next question was, how does LeBron feel about this? Because as much as Luka Doncic is just generational talent, he is the future face of this franchise, he and LeBron have remarkably similar games. It's kind of mind-boggling to figure out how they're going to play together. I used to describe Luka Doncic as a player as LeBron James, but not as athletic, but better shooter like Larry Bird. Like, he's a cross between those two guys. And, well, now LeBron's going to play with Luka Doncic, and his nickname is Luka Magic. Do those two players work? Yeah. Do they both how are they both going to have the ball? And last year I remember sitting here reporting right after the trade deadline on the Lakers having conversations with the Golden State Warriors about a trade involving LeBron James, and those were real owner-to-owner conversations. Obviously, we saw Steph Curry and LeBron at the Olympics. So it feels like everything is still to come. There's a lot of reporting questions we all still have about how LeBron is going to process this. Usually when you pass the torch, whether it's David Robinson passing to Tim Duncan, there's an inter period. There's a period where there's one guy, and the heir apparent is on the team for a while. This might be it. Is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? Is it a week? We're gonna find out, and that's what makes the NBA fun to report on. And I'll circle back to one other point. You have to understand how much this was family business. Okay, Nico Harrison, who is the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, was Kobe Bryant's Nike rep when Kobe was at Nike. This was one of his biggest deals, was bringing Kobe from Adidas to Nike. Now he's the general manager of the Mavericks. Rob Pelinka was Kobe Bryant's agent. Those two have done millions of deals together. They have had a lot of conversations and a long relationship. And so when you think about how a trade like this gets done without anybody knowing, of this magnitude, it only happens between two men who have a long-standing relationship.
By the way, how about the fact that LeBron at one point tried to recruit Luka to wear his shoe? Right? So that didn't happen, but it does speak volumes about how LeBron has viewed Luka since Luka's been in the NBA. It's fascinating. Thanks for breaking it down for us. I hope you have February 25th on your calendar there, because the Mavs visit the Lakers that night. I'm sure you have that circled, Ramona. Thank you.